equality. I am an extremely strong believer in equality. Feminist era women empowerment. Equality of opportunity versus equality of outcomes. The right way for women is to be financially independent. It is for them to have a career. It is for them to have a working life. I actually want to say this big no. I have a lot of respect for those women who choose to be a housewife, who choose to stay home, who choose to live a life which they consider as independent, which they consider as a life that works for them. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Truth Shots with Kapil. I know a lot of you have been participating, have been coming to me, albeit in personal messages versus providing comments on my videos. Thank you so much for your participation. Thank you so much for your feedback. It's incredible to see that a lot of people are actually coming and talking. Now, today I'm going to talk about something which actually will make some of those who haven't already started hating me for doing these truth shots hate me a little more. And I use the word hate a little loosely. Some of you really look forward to those truth shots to see what absurd, against your point of view, alternate fact that I'm going to talk about, which you may not agree with. But thank you so much that you are at least willing to listen to it. Disliking it, but at least willing to listen to it. That actually makes my day. Anyway, having said that, today I'm going to talk about something which is very close to my heart. I call it as equality. No, I am not saying women empowerment. While the subject of it is women empowerment, while what I will talk about is the entire feminist era that we are living in. But for me, it is called as equality. Now, equality is a very funny word. It's what really everybody wants to achieve. But it's really not something that anybody is willing to accept. What I mean by that is, for me, equality is, equality for everyone. For me, equality means a man should be able to get exactly what a woman gets. A man should be able to do exactly what a woman does, and vice versa. A woman should be able to do exactly what a man does. However, we don't really work on that. Now, what's so different? Let me give a couple of examples of where I see this problem, this entire era of feminism, this entire era of women empowerment going wrong. I have three things that I want to talk about. The first thing that I want is called as equality of opportunity versus equality of outcome. Some of you who have been following feminism, who have been kind of, reading a variety of different key players who talk about women empowerment, must have already read about this. I very strongly believe in the equality of opportunity. I really do not believe in the equality of outcomes. Equality of outcomes for me is to provide reservations. It is to provide, oh, you are so weak, but let me still give you something so that you can compete with me. I don't think women need that. I don't think women deserve that. They should be looking for equality. And that's really what I think most of them ask for. So the first aspect that as I mentioned, I want to talk about is equality of opportunity. See, there is a different construct of how women are built versus how men are built. I mean, it's there. It's simple biology for those who want to understand it. It's not rocket science. It's not that God made everybody equal. No, there are key differences amongst different people, whether it is based on their race, whether it is based on their gender, whether it is based on variety of different attributes where they come from, and so on and so forth. There are differences. Let's not get into, I can't see those differences or those differences don't exist. There is a lot of research that has happened which says men like things a certain way and women like things a certain way. All that changes is there are a lot of women who are not traditional women. So they should have an opportunity to do the other way around. And similarly, there are a lot of men who may not like things that traditional men may like, so they should have an ability to do the other side. And that is where equality of opportunity becomes really key. For example, let's assume, for argument's sake, let's assume there are women who are more interested in nursing and there are men who are more interested in engineering. Now there is one approach that we can fight all through our lives, and we can build such a complex educational structure, such a complex social structure that it drives all of us nuts. And that structure says there should be equal number of engineers in men and equal number of engineers in women. Rather than when I talk about equality of opportunity versus equality of outcomes, what I essentially mean is, why can't we build a world where a nurse earns as much as an engineer does? And that really takes care of the inequality. By no means am I suggesting there shouldn't be male nurses, and by no means am I suggesting there shouldn't be women engineers. For everybody, there is an equal playing field. For those women who can compete and go in engineering, by all means, absolutely they should. For those men who can go into nursing and are interested in that, by all means they should. But it shouldn't be looking for equality. That's the first part of what I wanted to talk about, which is equality of opportunity. The second thing that I want to talk about is this entire concept of women saying it is my right. I have been exploited for centuries. I have been, oppressed for decades. It is my right to take this. No, it's not. And I don't want to talk about this to women who actually live an oppressed life. And there are, of course, a lot of them. I actually want to say this big no to those women who themselves have lived a privileged life, who themselves have gotten the same education that a man has gotten, who themselves have done everything that a man has been doing, and still they would come up and say, here is a problem. I have a right. I should get this, I should get that, I should do this. No, you don't. In fact, if you are a true feminist, if you are somebody who is serious about women empowerment, I request all of you women to go out and give up every luxury, every privilege, everything that you get because of you being a woman. Because if you do that, I will be more inclined to see other women, to see women who are currently actually genuinely oppressed, grow up. Get those privileges, use those luxuries, actually stand up for equality. Your stand for equality cannot be you getting privilege. It absolutely has to be you giving that privilege to some other women who actually make better use of it. The second thing that I wanted to talk about. The third thing that I want to talk about is this concept of financial independence and working women. Now, I have nothing against working women. I think women should definitely go out in workforce. Women should actually definitely compete with men. As I have always said, I am an extremely strong believer in equality. However, I face a huge challenge in accepting those women, and actually let me not just say those women, actually accepting any feminist who comes up and say the right way for women is to be financially independent. It is for them to have a career. It is for them to have a working life, and so on and so forth. I want to ask all of you, a woman who chooses to be a housewife, who chooses to take care of the kids, who chooses to stay at home, why is that woman not empowered? As long as, of course, she is making that choice on her own. As long as she is coming up and saying, here is the life that I think works well for me. Even if that life essentially entails that she is using the money that her husband has earned. The fact that she is taking care of the family and taking care of everything else essentially means she is making her contribution to the guy's career as well. By the way, please don't look at this as I'm suggesting women should stay at home and be a housewife. I'm saying I have a lot of respect for those women as well who choose to be a housewife, who choose to stay home, who choose to live a life which they consider as independent, which they consider as a life that works for them. And they are so badly looked down upon today that a lot of women just go to work out of this fear of being left out of this fear of being oppressed, this time oppressed not necessarily by their male counterparts, or not necessarily by people who are called as chauvinist pigs or people who believe in inequality of genders, but essentially being oppressed by people who they consider as feminists, who they consider as women empowerment activists. There is another last aspect that I do want to mention into this, which is, once again, something very close to my heart. It is women coming up and asking for things which they call as equality, but actually doesn't necessarily turn into that. And the one best example that I want to give in this is this entire conversation around maternal benefits. Now let me ask you guys a question. And please, hear my full thought before you all start balking at it. There is a woman who works in a company and fights her way out to get equal salary, which absolutely is her right. She absolutely, definitely should. Now she decides to have a baby. Essentially, she deciding to have a baby is a choice that she, her husband, her family, and people in her personal life essentially made. Why does a company have to fund that? I have a huge problem with it. Why is it that the women considers it's the responsibility of a business to support and promote and let her have the baby, even though the company essentially will become unequal if it does that? And how it essentially happens is, well, a woman chooses to take, get pregnant, have a kid. Of course, I'm saying by choice with her family and everyone, gets 6 months of maternity benefits if you are in India. Of course, in different countries, in different cultures, in different organizations, the laws could be different. I'm going to restrict for right now for, just to make the point on India. A woman gets 6 months of salary. Isn't it unfair on the guys around? Shouldn't that women actually, in terms of key, women empowerment, in terms of equality, shouldn't that women actually go out and fight with her husband, her family, and her personal people to say, this is my life choice. This is something that we all decided to do as a family. Why does a business become unequal? Because you think it is your right as a woman. I'm not see, maternity, getting pregnant, having a baby, it's all great, but it's all a personal choice. It's not something that has anything to do, that doesn't relate to the business. There is one other way out, which is kind of a common ground that we can agree on this, which is the government choosing to say, hey, you have a baby, we will fund your maternity benefits. I have no problem with that. By the way, nowhere am I suggesting women should not get maternity benefits. All I am suggesting is women should not get maternity benefits from a business if they are getting equality of everything from the business, or if they are striving for, if they are fighting for equality of everything from the business in the first place. At least in my organization, at least in OM Logic, in Pragati, in Frontlist, the variety of different, the 4 or 5 companies that I run, I have always ensured there is equality. I have always ensured there is equal pay for men and equal pay for women. And the fact that I do that, I think these maternity benefits, while, because it's a government law, I still obey that, I still comply with that, but personally, I have a huge problem with it. I don't like it. I don't think women deserve it. I think women, and when I say women, I don't think women deserve it, I actually mean it, not in the sense of they don't deserve the money. I actually mean they should be treated better. And the better treatment for them is equality. The better treatment for them is to get everything that a guy does. With that, I know there must be a lot of questions. I would love if you guys come up, debate about this, and I would love to have such conversations with you specifically around this topic of women empowerment. With that, we come to the end of this episode. Come back next week for another episode of Truth Shots with Kapil. Thank you so much. Goodbye.